Whew, what's going on? This is Jay with Love is a Parable. I'm not even going to try to be before you long because I'm tired. But I wanted to take this quick moment to tell you that today was powerful. Today was powerful, and today still is powerful for several different reasons. It's powerful because I had an opportunity to visit or participate in anti-racism and Black Lives Matters protest today down in Holly Springs, North Carolina. And I know a lot of people like Holly Springs, North Carolina, but I think for me, what made that so impactful is that you have to understand the Black history, the Black legacy that was down there in Holly Springs. There's so many different things that happen throughout life that for some strange reason that we deal with that same cycle of whether it's gentrification, whether it's even telling history, or whether it's even doing some type of modernization or improvement, that a lot of times the Black history component of it is paved over or not really recognized or not really acknowledged. And so to be in a place such as Holly Springs, North Carolina, it meant a lot to me when I transitioned to North Carolina. I lived there for 2.5 years, my family and I, and there was a lot of things that I experienced, a lot of things that that were unique. It was the first time that I actually dealt with any form of, my actual first time dealing with racism actually happened down in Holly Springs. But also, that was also the first place where I began to really tap into my purpose. That's where Love is a Parable was solidified and birthed while I was going through a lot of different challenges, but it also was the first time that I began to wake up. So I find myself having this unique type of relationship with the town of Holly Springs only because of my introduction to it, my experiences, but also the alignment to the purpose of Love is a Parable. But I was deeply moved also because this thing was put together or initially started by teens. Yes, high school teenagers came together to make this thing beautiful, and how it was led and seeing the different generations that were there. It was very intergenerational, but it was also very interracial, which says a lot, about what we can do if we would just come together as one. And a lot of times people are so caught up in the way things have been that they don't realize that we have the ability to change things today. We have the ability to change things right now. A lot of us are getting so caught up in history, and history is what it is. History will never change, no matter how many times we attempt to rewrite it. The history will be exactly what it is. And a lot of us actually know about the history. The only thing that we're asking is to include the whole narrative in the history, to tell actually what happened. There are several residents who actually live in Holly Springs who never knew about certain things that were a part of just that history, which goes into the greater thing, which is a part of all of our history. If you can understand that Black lives matter, you can also understand that Black history matters. Just like you understand that Black lives matter too, Black history matters too. So it's not about replacing history. It's about including the total story in there. And let's be honest, there is a whole side that the indigenous people had too. Their history needs to be included too. So now is a time where we can truly focus not on the past, but focus on the present and focus on those things that we can do. And that's what it showed me today. It showed me that if we really focus and we really align our vision and align our goals and align our missions, we can truly do a lot of powerful things. We can do a lot of great things if we come together, but we got to be willing. If we say that we want to impact change, what we've been saying a lot is impacted in your area of influence. If you're on a leadership team at your office and you notice that it lacks diversity, do something about it. If your board of directors lack diversity, do something about it. If you're making decisions for people in a community that you have no relationship with, develop a relationship and see what the people really want. It's time for us to change policies. It's time for us to change legislation. It's time for us to change a lot of those things. But most importantly, it's time for us to change our heart and lens. You got some people trying to repair the past. You got some people that are planning for the future, but very few people are thinking about today, now, and right now in this very moment. And there is powerful things that we can do right now in this very moment. When I looked to my right and I was holding my daughter's hand, this is something that was powerful, and I had to take that opportunity to really speak with my mom, who lived through the civil rights movement. And this is nothing more than phase 2 of that, because people are waking up. People are acknowledging several different things, and people are not accepting certain things. And it was beautiful. It was truly beautiful to witness. It was truly beautiful to see the intergenerational thing, but also me as a parent to get that opportunity to pour an experience into my children, and to have my wife, who was also there, to be included. It was a family movement. It was a family dynamic. It was something that was bigger than even that moment, but also it allowed me to get a better respect for those who paved the way. And when I'm talking about paved the way, all the pioneers who talked about civil rights. And it was one thing that the young lady who spoke today said. She said, this is not a civil rights thing. This is a human rights thing. And that's the thing. A right to humanity shouldn't be a fight. There shouldn't be a debate when it comes to people being accepted and living as just flat out human. Everything else is like secondary when it comes to that. And I'm amazed at the discussions that we're having, but I also want to make sure that those who can influence change and influence power, now is not the time to capitalize and monopolize on certain things, but now is the time to really bring about that positive change, and we can do that. A lot of us have been angry for too long. A lot of us have been frustrated for too long. And now is the time where we can really come together and really do something that is more effective, something that is more powerful. People are listening. So now is not the time to close our mouths or say that we're frustrated and say we've had this conversation before. Have the conversation again, because guess what? There are different ears that are listening this time. And I do apologize for those who didn't listen, and I understand the frustration because I'm in that too. There were several people that I felt like when I was making complaints or I was making concerns or I was addressing issues, they fell on deaf ears. But guess what? These are a new set of ears too, though. And you might have said something one way where you're saying it's something totally different. But guess what? Everybody light bulbs click at different times. And I just hope that this opportunity is one that we truly can bring about change and make sure that we really are fighting for equality and not really revenge. Making sure that we're really fighting for equitable opportunities and not wanting privilege in exchange. We want to make sure that whatever we're doing, we want to really move in a way that is truly impacting us to bring about unity. A lot of people have been asking for the longest, like, you know, what is next for us or what do we want to do and all of that. We want to do our mission so well that love as a parable is no longer needed. And that's just a flat, honest truth. When we can live in unity through love, there's no need for us to be around here. I've gotten a new respect, man. Walking today and just looking at that, it just brought a whole new perspective because I haven't marched in a protest since undergrad. So it's been several years since I've really done anything like that. And so it was something beautiful to actually see that. And it was something beautiful to see all these generations and all these different races coming together for a common goal. Now, imagine all these generations and all these races, if they continue to stay together for the same common goal. Will everything look alike? No, but stay in your area of influence. Stay in your strength. If you know about law and you know something is messed up, speak to that. Do that. If you know something is wrong with our educational system, speak to that. Influence that change. Let's get on these boards. Let's talk about it. Let's really go in there. The only part of our history that we can change is some of these laws that are in place today. We can change those things. We really can. And we can come together and do different things that we never thought that we could possibly do. One of my goals and passion is that we really do have a center where people can learn. And we're talking about in each town, where towns can have a place of true history about everything, but also learn about things. There are people who don't understand unconscious or implicit bias. Some people don't understand how they can be biased and how they can tend to stereotypes and all of that. There are some people who truly don't really understand how racism is systemic. There are some people who really don't understand that we're living in times that are really the effects of racism. That is so different because we're responding to things that on the onset, we can't really hold the people who initially started it accountable. But now we're angry with the offsprings of racism. Now's the time where we can change that, man. I see so much opportunity right now before us. I see an opportunity for people who never thought that they would have an opportunity to sit at a table together. I see so many people sitting there brainstorming, thinking about, okay, well, what can we do next? Well, guess what? A lot of times the answer to what can we do next is sometimes right down the hall. That Black person you may have not spoken to, or that white person you haven't spoken to, all of that is right there. Or that person that you deem crazy because they always looked at things so differently. That opportunity is right there. Now is the time to bring people to the table who really can bring about change. Now that we're bringing awareness, what's next? There's a lot of things that are next. We're seeing laws that are already changing. But let's continue to not just change laws, to not just change policies, to not just remove monuments, but change the way that we think. Change the way that we treat one another. It shouldn't take laws to treat us like humans. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't take laws to be in place for us to just have a conversation. It shouldn't take extreme types of behaviors or extreme acts of violence for us finally to wake up and say, you know what? I need to treat people with more respect, and I need to teach those that I'm around or influence those that I'm around to do the same thing, to respect one another, to show kindness to one another. Now is a great opportunity. Now is a great opportunity. And it's not just about us who are citizens right now. We're also talking about those who have, for one way or another, became part of the criminal system. Yes, we have laws in place, but laws shouldn't take away humanity. Laws shouldn't even give humanity. Humanity should be who we are. It shouldn't be a privilege. It shouldn't even be perceived like that. And that's sad that we're still living in times where people are fighting for humanity. So today is powerful because we still have an opportunity. All of us who are here, we're living. And we're living for a purpose. And that purpose is for us to continue to do and to build into one another. We were created to be interdependent. Not independent, but interdependent, building on top of one another, influencing one another to do greater, to be greater, to push past the current way that we see ourselves and the way that we see life, to push past the things that have happened in our past, but really realize that we have the ability to really do things that this world has never seen before if we could just come together. There's an organization right now, a business right now struggling because it hasn't launched out its net and reached to certain people. There are family members right now struggling. There are people who are dealing with things right now, and it's all because we haven't launched out our net. Businesses could thrive if we truly knew how to come together. Families could thrive if we truly knew how to come together. Towns would thrive if we truly knew how to come together. And it's time for us to return to the table of love. Yeah, I know everybody has their own definition and their understanding of love, but I'm not talking about that type of love. I'm talking about a type of love that Love is a Parable has been doing for 3 years now. Well, we've been instilling, and we know that it works because how do we know? It's review after review, proof after proof that lives have changed just because of the things that we have been instilling and the things that we've learned. Love is a powerful tool if you allow love to be love. We are powerful if we decide to just come together and be one. Today is powerful because you're living and you still have a chance to really bring about change. And I hope that this will motivate some people to connect with us. To connect with this, not just our mission and vision, but realize that the things that are happening today can help a lot. I was thinking about something that was powerful. In our very first Love is a Parable video, we centered it all around coordinating a protest to advocate for love. And so when you look at the different signs, whether it's saying Black Lives Matter, say their names, or equality for all, and no one is free, at the core of that, it's a protest for love. It's a protest for us to just see each other and live in a way where love abides and love rules and love guides. It's a beautiful thing that we can do if we just decide to come together and love. So today was powerful. I was like deeply moved by everything that happened, but it was also inclusive with the conversations that I had. I had a powerful conversation with Ed Dudley today. That inspired me to move and reevaluate or rethink about certain things. I had another powerful conversation with Kerwin today. I had another powerful conversation with Ian today. Then I had another powerful conversation with Cordell today. And so today is just like a beautiful day because it's power on top of power. And we possess that power to influence so many things. But what are we going to do with our power that we have? I hope it's to bring us together. I hope it is to do something that is totally different, to break the cycle. Things don't have to be this way. They don't have to be this way at all. Things can be so much better if we use our power for good. No more divisiveness. Don't give it power. No more separations. No maliciousness, no more malice, none of that. Now it's just time to grow and be awesome. And let's just come together. So today is something that was so powerful. It was. Dominique, it was great seeing you as well. And I hope that we continue to see you because the power that's within you as well. So I'm excited. I just wanted to tell you that today was powerful. Kudos to all the people who coordinated that event. Kudos for you for just simply surviving. You out there, we all had our challenges, but now we can lay a lot of the stuff aside and move towards a more beautiful, more wholesome, more collective type of society. Now is that time where we can do things that we never thought that we could do before, and we could truly change the narrative. Intergenerational, interracial powerhouse happened today. just like they've been happening all over the globe. Now, imagine now when we truly start to protest by, incorporating behavioral changes, legislation, legislative changes. Yes, we can continue to go on and change so much if we just start to use our power, our influence, and all of that to change the way things have been, because we can do that today. Not trying to go back and change things, but change what we have today and to make it a better future. We can do that, modify it today to ensure a better future. That's it, man. You guys have a wonderful night. I just wanted to stand up here not too long and just kind of tell you that today is powerful and encourage someone. All right, take care. Oh, remember, if nobody else in this world loves you, just know that you have this guy that loves you, and you can reach out to us at lovesaparable.com or lovesaparable on any social media platform. If you need anything, okay, we're here.